Welcome to Creature Report.
Creature Report.
So, the most exciting thing are two new doggies. Puppy Maple and Mama Lila. Mother and daughter. Lila's a Pyrenees mix and baby Maple here. Her father is pure Pyrenees and mother Pyrenees mix, so she's mostly Pyrenees. And such a sweet big old puffball.
Fluffy fluffer.
So their role on the farm is livestock guardian. They will spend most of their time out with the herd, which right now is a herd of goats. Long term we hope to have more types of animals, and they'll kind of protect them all, protect the whole property from predators like cougars, bears, foxes, coyotes, ill-intentioned other dogs. Their challenges could be many. So we're really excited to have them. The most intimidating thing with them is that they might want to roam and leave the property. So we're doing a few things with that. So far we've kind of moved them into the goats. They've only been here a few days, and we spend time with them and keep them out and about with us, but we keep the mama on a leash or tethered. And otherwise we keep them in with the goats, and they're doing pretty well. Mama Lila is actually more nervous than we expected. Understandably, you know, she was just moved on from her previous home to here, so I think there's some anxiety with that she's getting used to. The puppy seems fine. They're doing well with the goats. We haven't seen any aggression from the dogs towards the goats, and not much from the goats towards the dogs either. And we're really excited to have them. The other thing we did, based on our concern of our guardian dogs roaming, is we've given most of our neighbors a heads up. Showed them a picture of the dogs, told them, you know, if you see them, please give us a shout and we'll come get them. So hopefully everything will work out great with the dogs. We're so happy to have them.
Yep. Some of our inspiration for Maple's knee was, this is a piece of maple wood split in half, and it just kind of has the light and the dark colors. And little Maple puppy, she's a white base with kind of some light browns and stuff mixed in.
Like almost this exact.
And a little bit of gray, like the bark.
Maybe go pick her up and hold her up right next to the wood.
How you doing, Lila? Good girl, Lila, Mama. You shedding?
Oh, look at that big puffball.
Here's our little Maple girl. Maplewood.
Maple. Hi, sweet puppy. She's too cute.
We've said a few times she's just so puppy. And you're such a good mama.
Let's talk about our goats.
Goats.
They're in a new paddock. They've been in here 2 days. Hi, bud. Here's little Ron. They are doing great, and this is a really cool little spot. It's almost like a little bit of a jungle. We're really close to the house. The house and the RV are right behind us, and the goats did an awesome job. They are just eating like crazy in here. And I can show you a little bit of contrast of where they were before. So the process is, we've got to weed whack a lane to be able to put this net up. The blackberry brambles catch on this stuff, and it's impossible to put it up amongst blackberries, and plants touching an electric netting grounds it out. So there's 2 reasons why we need to clear the fence line. But anyways, as thick as this stuff is behind me, that's what it looked like over here as well. And they ate all the branches bare of the blackberries. They weren't a fan of whatever this little ground cover stuff is. They didn't want to eat that. That's okay. The blackberries is our big concern. So they defoliated the blackberries, and then Tina took the weed whacker to it and knocked down the branches that were left afterwards. And so they did great work of that. And one of the things that's going on with using the goats close to the old home site and this RV is the goats are uncovering trash that we didn't even know was there. So part of having the goats here is cleaning up garbage that they're finding. What are we finding? Old chairs, old clothes,
toys.
Yeah, chipped bags, just random garbage.
What's so nice when we come through and we weed whack after the goats have been here, they uncover that trash, but then they also uncover, I can see rocks and I can see big logs and stuff that you don't want to hit with the weed whacker.
Yeah, it's
so it
almost
makes it
like
safer for us.
Yeah, it's like we're discovering more about the property, and it gives us a little spot to focus on. When the goats are here, we put a lot of attention on this one little spot and learn a lot more about it. So that's been fun. I really like the looks of this spot here. And so the goats are doing so good. They are our most low maintenance animal on the days that we don't have to move them. Because for a week straight, when they're in a good paddock, all I do is add some water to their water bucket, and that's it.
And they just eat all this greenery.
It's a solid hour of pretty hard work to move them.
Yeah.
But we'll get better at that for one thing and get used to it, and that's fine. 1 hour of work to take care of goats in a week, that's easy peasy. So the goats are doing really great.
They're respecting the fence, staying in.
And I guess we could review, who are the goats? Here's little Ronnie. He's still little, but he's getting more meat on him. Like when I grab around his spine here, it doesn't feel near as pitiful as it did when we first got him and when he got really sick.
And he also seems more energetic, like he was the first one to run up to us.
He's really energetic. He just strikes me as a runt. I wouldn't be surprised if the fact that he was sick multiple times as a little tiny guy, it stunted his growth and he's always just gonna be a little goat. James is one of our chubby goats, and he just got stuck in a wood pile. So I think Mama Tina has to go rescue him.
Rescue the baby.
Here's Harry. Harry was our whiniest goat. Now he's tied for whiniest goat with Snowball, but they don't whine that much. I think there's two things going on. We're moving them into pastures with a lot of green, leafy greens, and they're just so happy with that they don't whine. And we've really noticed that a group of 6 goats, it took them a few days, but they've really bonded together, and I think they're just happier as a group of 6 than they were as a little group of 2. Probably closer to whatever like a natural herd of goats would be. So that's been fun, having them be happier. We know it's kind of time to move them because they whine at us more when they've been in a paddock long enough. And we thought they would be able to stay where we had them before longer because we saw all this green on the ground. But we just realized they didn't want to eat it. And so we went ahead and moved them because they'd finished with the blackberries, and there's plenty more blackberries to work on. So now they're in here. Olaf, down. Here, look at me. Olaf, sit. Olaf, down. Good. Good boy.
Oh, a crack.
Olaf, the dog, over the last couple of days has made some really big improvements. So that's been really great. He's gotten a lot closer to where we want him to be, in that he can be the dog that we just leave out near the home area and can trust him to hang around and be good. And he's been doing that. It's common for him to just go flop down in the shade inside the shop on the concrete often and just take a nap. And he's listening better, and that's great. That's all we can really expect of him. It's been a week and a half since we had him. Our expectations need to be realistic, and he's been doing really good. I was definitely pretty stressed, especially as we were buying the 2 more dogs. It's like, man, we are in over our heads. If we've got guardian dogs, that it's stressful to keep them where we want them, and we've got a 140-pound monster of a dog that doesn't listen. That's pretty tough, but he's come a long way pretty fast. He's getting along with the new dogs. The mama dog isn't a big fan of Olaf. I think she's a little bit afraid of him just based on how big he is. But she doesn't start anything. She doesn't go at him when they're around. He's just so curious. He wants to go check her out. And she'll often kind of give him a growl,
But
kind of a back
Puppy
off
like
growl.
follows him around and like
Yeah,
sniffs all over him.
Puppy likes him, and he's not super playful with Puppy, and we wouldn't necessarily want him to be. They've got fairly different jobs, but he's doing really well.
Yeah, that's an interesting distinction. Olaf is family dog, comes with us, hangs around, where the two new girl dogs, they're our guardian dogs for the livestock. So they just have different roles, and so we kind of have to treat them differently.
Yep, definitely different. So, 2 thumbs up for Olaf the dog.
You want belly rub?
Oh,
He's got a lot of belly to rub, so belly rubs are a whole family activity.
Look at his happy face. Oh, he's the happiest boy in the whole world. Oh. You got a massive head, mister. Donk. Right on your forehead.
We still have 21 hens and 1 rooster, which is where we want to be for the foreseeable future, at least the next year or so. There's Gandalf the Gray, our beautiful, kind boy. And we've got a mix of hens. There's 8 dark black hens, which are Gandalf's offspring. And then we've got a mix of Barnevelders, New Hampshire Reds, a couple white leghorns, a Buff Orpington, and they're doing well. Most of the flock is just hitting that 5-6 month age mark where egg production is ramping up. We've got a couple older ladies, and our egg production is ramping up. The most eggs we've gotten one day is 11. Right now we're averaging in the 8 to 9 range. I think today we were at 9, and do we have any more in the box? The kids are checking. It's kind of 7 in the evening, so this is definitely the last check of the day. Any eggs in the box?
2.
2 more. So what's our total then?
11.
11. So we tied our most productive day today. That's great.
I think we've got 5 Barnevelder eggs today, or is that 6?
So there's our egg.
I think that's a Ruth egg.
This is a Barnevelder egg. It gets that dark color with the speckles.
I think that's a Ruth egg.
Yeah. And this is probably one of our New Hampshire Reds that laid this egg.
Or Sarah.
So, really happy with how the chickens are doing. If I kind of point you towards the glaring sun as it gets ready to set, they've been moving from that sun this direction. They've been moving east, and we're moving them along this way. This is a very weedy pasture that we would love to turn into nice grass, and the chickens depositing a bunch of fertilizer and scratching at it will definitely help in that process. So, having a great time with the chickens. They're pretty low maintenance. We feed them, we keep them in water, and about every 4 days I move this entire portable fence, kind of the exact size of that paddock forward, roll the chicken tractor along, and they're good to go. Chickens. That's it for Creature Report. We are feeling good about the dogs now. I was pretty stressed about it. Were you stressed about it?
It's a lot of work.
So yeah, it's a lot of work. Maybe we were in over our head, but so far so good having all 3 dogs.
Yeah.
And it's late August 2020. I think we're in agreement that our game plan is to not take on any more animals the rest of this year. If we added anything, it would be like someone needed to give away a goat and we would just throw it in with the existing goats.
Yeah.
Something like that. But
or
as far as taking on a dog, taking on cats, taking on a new type of animal, not this year. There's so much going on as far as just getting the yurt going the rest of the way, getting ready for winter, kind of moving on to other projects that aren't animal related, that these creatures are the creatures we're going to have for the next 4-6 months or so. And I feel like spring of next year, kind of coming out of winter, that would be the time if we wanted to take on some new animal endeavor, like sheep or pigs or something fun like that.
And I think in the winter, I mean, we spend so much time outside right now. It's a lot harder to do that in the winter, and so we just kind of need to have our animals buckled down where we know what to do with them, and we can have them safe, sheltered, happy, and healthy. And but we don't have to be out with them all day long, all the time.
Thirsty, bud?
This was going to be the chicken's water.
This is the chicken's water, but Olaf gets water tax.
You can share. That's fine.
So,
And we got a baby to take care of.
yeah, this is the next creature that will arrive. Cool. All right. Thanks for watching
Good
Creature
night.
Report. Bye.
Still drinking. That's how we feel when he goes pee too.
Camel dog.
He's a camel dog. Oh, still going.